Oh, hello there! You've just caught me in the middle of finishing off a fight. Now, when you got like throw break difficulty, things take time. Especially if you're using a Mr. Fantastic under a slow rotation here, because I don't want to reach out, smack the enemy champion, enemy Nightcrawler, and find that he's evading all over the shop. No one in their right mind is gonna like that. But also, as we just try and finish off this right here, you don't want stuff like that, for example. That can be very annoying. But switching over the enemy champion to the opposite mode, which is better because, I don't want him evading so much. But, hey-ho, dispatching him, this slow rotation. Bum, 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 got 3% here, Get to the point, Richard. Okay, right, finish off the champion. Get to the point. Enemies you go up against in lower content with massive hit pools. What's the deal with that? Look, this is kind of like a light-hearted Sunday, Saturday weekend type video. I saw this on the forums. I thought it was, by the way, there's no ill will, and I'm not being like disrespectful or rude to this particular person. I just saw this and thought, well, this is something that maybe Kabam need to do better. And that is, have you noticed that, may have a champion that's only got like 38,000 like health, but the champion you go up against has 306,000 health? Well, new players to Marvel Contest of Champions are asking those particular questions. Again, get to the point, Richard. Come on, we're already 1 minute 30 into the 1 minute 14 into the video. Get to the point. I will do. So I saw this on the forums, and I thought it was interesting. Interesting in several ways. Interesting in, yes, it's slightly funny, but also new players to the game might not get that level of information and also understanding, because then a lot of people are coming to the game confused. Not to say that's everybody, but then if this player did not come to the forums, they probably wouldn't learn the information here. So this is Cerebrium, who says, how can I get my 3-star to health 50k? I have a 3-star Human Torch and max rank 40, a max sig at level 99, but the health is only 6k. How come all the 3-stars in Event Quest and Mojo Side Quest have 3 stars and health at 30k to 50k? Now look, let's face it, like we all know how this kind of works, is that champions are able to emulate increased amounts of damage by basically hitting enemies. They may have better like basic hits, fury buffs, debuff damage, dot damage, whatever you want to call it, scalable damage based on certain champions at certain levels, and other stuff. We all get it. As players that are veterans of this game, and even if you've played for a long length of time, get it. But then if you're new to the game, and I'm talking like brand new, brand spanking new, you may be looking at like stuff like this. I mean, I'm not saying that like a new player is going to look at a 306k 7-star Nebula and go, this is doable with my 3-star. No, that is not the point. That is not the point indeed. But it's interesting to note the kind of interaction with this stuff and players. I mean, obviously people found this kind of like funny, but then it's like, this is the problem that I think we have with kind of like helping new players out. And I would say if you see stuff like this, maybe not kind of like meme on them, but kind of help them out to kind of explain that. And that's why I'm glad that we've got, at least people first off go like, because of nodes, our champions in our rosters don't have increased health and attack nodes. There you go. How do we get nodes? And again, this is the stuff where legitimately people are unsure, and this is maybe where Kabam have got to do a better job with kind of like educating them. And I'm not saying, like, because the thing is, not everybody at this level, if you say to me, I'll go watch a YouTube video, it's like, nah, some people aren't interested in that. Some people are actually interested in kind of like either interaction with players or getting, as soon as you're new to the game or as soon as you go through the lower ends of kind of like it, just kind of like a better, new player experience. Now, I haven't been through that since, I think, last year or the year before that, but that may have changed, that may have improved, and it may be a case that you kind of get that. But I guess this is the thing, isn't it? This is the theory. When a lot of people start new accounts as veteran players and going through it, you already know. So if you already know, then what is actually happening for a new player when they pick up the game and going like, okay, like how does it kind of function? And obviously, again, we've got the memes on the person. That's neat. That's the neat part. You don't. So the player says, how can we compete in quests at equal level to those enemies if they are 5 or 6 times the capacity? Is there an efficient strategy to create a level playing field instead of spending endless revives and health potions to beat 3 stars? The thing is, at this point, it may be a case that this person was playing at the point that the content had not been nerfed. I don't want to assume that, but it's still a point of going like, you know, this is about helping the player out, and this is the point where it sometimes falls on deaf ears when it comes to certain people in the community with responding on these things, and it's just a case of like, maybe, well, the thing is, don't know, like as I said, like maybe the response to this was kind of like waiting to see if this player had been affected by and I think with the timescales, because this was January 16th, that the content had not been nerfed yet or made jest about being nerfed. I don't 100% know that. Yeah. It's kind of it, and as player response, it's kind of fun and also interesting part of the game that you compete against higher level champs, so it's hard. So I'm not saying it's, well, the skills, it's kind of there, kind of not, because you can, as soon as you get your first 5-star, it does mean that like content at the level where 3 stars are becomes a bit more bearable. But I haven't done it in a little while, so maybe that's the case. In any case, someone says search up YouTube videos on how to parry dexterity masteries. Yep, that's stuff. Haha, I can too, but you can see the physics and logic is not correct. This is when it goes in a bit of a weird direction here. See, the physics and the logic is not correct. I don't want to be spending units on revives and health when you know it has been set up to fail in the first place. I'm certain that many can pass without wasting potions when it is just a trap. And then obviously we've got the jokes, welcome to MCOC. But I think this is, again, the point of what level of this early education into things is there. Is it a case that this particular player has skipped past? And again, maybe giving those kind of people that kind of memeing on the benefit of the doubt, maybe this player skipped over core fundamentals on level of understanding, whether or not they have or haven't gone to things like training grounds, and how they are they definitely encouraged to go training grounds and stuff like that. Is there a basic level of a not rite of passage, but a kind of a function that a player should go through very early on to kind of give them that level of understanding? Is this I mean, the thing is this just a blip in an otherwise kind of good player training at a very early stage? Thoughts in the comment section about this, whether or not you kind of feel like at this stage, what you've read so far, is this a case that a player has or has not gone through a good level of training from Kabam? Because it's not just about like YouTube videos and YouTubers kind of helping out and other things. It's all about as well that first early player experience from what you're educated on. But the player continues on. So we have 5 champs, assuming we have 5 times 4 stars at 5k health, yada yada, fighting against 10 times 3 stars with nodes health at 36k, 360k. I mean, I think this is going in a bit of a weird direction. Most likely only same if any of our champs are dupes or awakened. So there's a significant disadvantage up to the start with already. This is the thing. Like, you feel like you want to really jump on this and go like, this, what you're kind of explaining is not how the game works. But again, you just go, is this all about training? And this is why I recommended, like I did a video at the start of this year saying, you know, new players, prepare for the if you want to make a real kind of like massive drop in a big kind of splash in Marvel Contest Champions, all you need to do is just grind units for a good chunk of the year, get involved with the banquet event, assuming you're up to Conqueror level or beyond, depending on stuff. And it's like, do the banquet crystals, banquet event, and boom, you have got all the stuff that is going to make you just kind of like blast through content just so easily. It's surprising how much of an event it sets up. But in any case, a lot of people here to remind the particular player on stuff, on a situation of it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Abyss of Legends and stuff. I mean, look, there's kind of like a good example there with Abyss. I like how stonking that is at 2.6 mil. Going up against there. I want to say that maybe that, and this is the thing as well. This goes in a different direction. Like, this player has not been. I need to check if this player has actually been kind of like seen or heard of in the last few days. The reason that I say that, oh no, well, they do put another kind of like thread up, to be honest. So they're still alive. But I don't know if they've stopped playing. It depends how disgruntled they're gonna be, especially because, and again, this is like when you're finding the game for the first time. Like this, the player says, "I mean, seriously, Hercules disables all counters and is just unstoppable at 1%. This is just ridiculous and a waste of time. Just farming for units is sad. Using Hercules has saved me so far. Is the boss in the Mojo side quest with all 3 stars?" What that level 50 invisible? I gotta be honest, like this is if this is a new player. I mean, it's good that people are giving, like, this is where things change. Like, and I think, you know, people are giving advice, which is great. This is the great thing about the interaction with new players. Like, what is broken down with like players that are new to the game not getting that level of education from stuff, you know, from like the early stages of the game. And this is the tough point, isn't it? Like, where how much Kabam educate based on 8 years of the game? Like, how do you shove 8 years of information, knowledge, champion interaction and stuff into a player's mind in a very short space of time? And that's a problem, isn't it? Because Kabam have a very short space of time before a player picks up and puts down a game. In any case, this was an interesting one to go over. I don't really know the kind of the like what the subject of this video is. I'm gonna have to get like what is the title to it, except for, is Kabam doing enough to teach new players teach the game, or something along those lines? Because it's surprising when things kind of go this particular way and some players just don't know the extent that they know. I mean, after 8 years, I'm putting like 230 plus champions worth of knowledge into my brain with interactions, nodes, synergies, relics, and other stuff. Even I'm forgetting stuff. So the complexity is something that I think new players need to get a grip of. Not always easy. What are your thoughts on this particular situation and this new player's kind of issues with kind of understanding the game? Yes, it's good to learn off of other people, and that's one of the great ways. But at the same point, what is Kabam doing to kind of help out these new players? Thoughts in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching this video, and check out some other content located on screen right now. And I'll see you in the next video, whenever that'll be. Much love, everybody. Bye bye.